Hello, hello, hello. You're tuning into another episode of The Wunderkind Show. Today's topic, John Harbaugh talks about the Ravens offense. So, John Harbaugh goes to the Rich Eisen show and has a one-on-one with Rich discussing the Ravens offense. That means about Lamar, about what they wanted to be, what they wanted to do, what do they want to achieve, all of those things. And look, this is no longer a Greg Roman run offense. You know what I mean? Us Raven fans, we've already withstood all of the trials and tribulations what comes with being a Raven fan. We stood the rain. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Tell me, Ravens, can you stand the rain? Oh, you know what I'm saying? We withstood it. But he talks about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the clip with John Harbaugh and Mr. Rich Eisen, and we're going to have to get to see what he has to say about what he wants from this offense and Lamar Jackson. So without further ado, let's get this party started.
The commitment that you made to Lamar from the get-go, and there was apparent when you did turn to him in his rookie season, mid-season, and then reconfigure an offense on the fly, and the offense has been the way it is for years, and now you've got a new offensive coordinator in Todd Monken, coach, and that to me is one of the greatest mysteries coming into the season. And I don't expect you to clear everything up, but what is this offense going to look like, Coach?
Yeah, well, hope he looks good. Hope he looks like an offense that's
so do we.
I guess I should have said differently. How will this offense look differently than the first few years of Lamar's tenure there?
Well, it'll be different. I mean, it's different. Obviously, different coordinator is going to have a different spin on things and a different style. And we were pretty well determined to just basically cast a wide net and really listen to all the different candidates and see what they had to say and what direction their vision for this offense would be. When I started talking to Todd, it really was right away. It's almost love at first sight. It's like, I really understand what he's saying, and I think this would be a good fit for Lamar. Just be with Lamar for 5 years and be with, just the offense that I always kind of felt like the direction we would need to go when we had the players to do it. That's just the way he thinks, and so I'm excited for that part, but I'm also excited for the players that we brought in because that makes those things possible. I mean,
Hey!
Greg Roman is capable of going different directions too, but the fact that we're going to have some guys around him, added some receivers, building on the tight ends, building on the running backs, building on a really good offensive line, that's going to give us an opportunity to do some things maybe that wouldn't have made as much sense in the past personnel-wise too. So all that, being part of it, I know Lamar does want to have more responsibility than he's ever had before at the line of scrimmage. That's the way Todd's built. That really got my attention. Lamar's going to be very responsible for making decisions at the line, and I love the way it's being taught right now.
Writing that down.
The system's being organized, and like you said, we'll see what it looks like when we see it, but I'm excited about it.
Well, more verbiage is what Lamar said when he spoke on Wednesday. He also said something along the lines of running less, that he's going to be asked to run it less. Is that what your expectation is?
Yeah, it better be.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's certain types of plays that will be less in the offense. They're still in there. He's probably talking mostly about the counter quarterback key plays, the inside gap scheme runs that we really relied on the last 2 years down the stretches when we didn't, quite have, some of the stuff we wanted to do on the outside, throwing the ball.
Hey!
I'm sure that'll be called less. That's probably what he's talking about mainly, but we'll still be in our offense as a threat. And there'll be a little bit more at the line of scrimmage. Verbiage, I think what he's talking about there is, what he can do at the line of scrimmage in terms of, using his voice to make certain changes and make certain decisions on plays that won't be quite as much locked in maybe in terms of the play call.
So he'll be asked to react more pre-snap, and then that's the decision that to be made on offense.
Yeah, right. I mean, put it in his hands when we get up there, and we'll see what the defense has given us and make some decisions at the line.
Hey, listen, let me tell you something right now. I'm laughing at this because you know what he is saying? He is reiterating everything that Lamar Jackson told me and Ing Raven himself. Now it makes sense. Oh my gosh. Listen, let me tell you this right now. I'm writing it down. I'm writing this down to talk. So, 3 things. 1, it says, of course, we heard Lamar saying more responsibility. He wants the ability to change routes. He does not want it to be so strict in movement. He wants to be able to see something and alter it at the line of scrimmage. Do you know who used to do it like that? Do you know what name he brought up to us? Me and Ingrid when we were there? Peyton Manning. That's who. Remember when I told you that? Who do you know would switch up everything at the line of scrimmage and scream out, Omaha, 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 and there's no steak anywhere? Remember what I'm saying? So that's that. That's number 1. And Harbaugh said something that made me laugh. It made me chuckle. It made me go, you know why? Because he said something. He said, we had to rely on Lamar because we didn't have the personnel on the outside. That's him admitting that they did not have the weapons for Lamar. They didn't have weapons that can make plays on the outside. All this time, we've been hearing, oh, those guys at the end of the bar, they don't know football. But then you reiterate everything that we've been saying. You know what it is? And I always tell, you know what's funny? I always say this. Football players and fans look at things differently. Coaches too, right? Because those men that are there, they do everything. It becomes a brotherhood, right? You sweat with those guys. You catch cramps with those guys. You cry with those guys. You laugh with those guys. You struggle with those guys. You win with those guys. You lose with those guys. So you never want to throw them under the bus. That's fine. I understand. You know, at the end of the day, these are grown men. They have families, and they have families to feed. You get where I'm coming from? So I get it. But to act like we were wrong in our assessment when we were assessing the team. How many Ravens supporters called a lot of us foolish for thinking Bateman wasn't enough? Mark Andrews wasn't enough. Now you find out the coach is saying, well, yeah, it wasn't enough. So we had to rely on Lamar to run, dip, dive, duck, and dodge to make plays. Hold on. So let's see this. So now what you have is you have a Lamar Jackson, right, that wants more responsibility, and Todd Monken's offense will be given more responsibility. They're all hoping that he will be able to not only read and react like he does on RPOs, but be able to pick apart a team pre-snap. Look, I already told y'all I wanted Eric Bieniemy. I will never change that. But what everybody keeps saying about Todd Monken, even people that watch this show, it makes me excited to see what this offense can be. And I'm being real with you. You know what I mean? Anything I say, I stand on it. But to have him come out there and agree with all of the things that I've had people in my comments disagree with me with, or have people disagree with other Wunderkins like yourselves that watch this channel on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Reddit, and him come out there and say the same thing we've been saying. The truth shall set you free. So that's what we have to look forward to on this offense. And that's not from the EDC. That's from the head coach, John Harbaugh. Amen. Listen, of course he's not going to spread blame. But if he's saying they didn't have the weapons, that's also kind of saying, look, we never acquired the weapons that we needed. That would partially be on EDC. But EDC did say that he did somewhat of a poor job giving Lamar weapons and options on the outside. They are reiterating all of the same thing. Before you can ever make a step forward, you have to realize where your shortcomings and mistakes lie. That's the only way you grow. That's the only way you make true progress. substantial progress, sustainable progress. You know I came from church, so I'm ready to preach. Hallelujah. And I'm being real with y'all. So, look, we got a lot to do here. I want this to be great. I think it will be. But it's leaving so much up to the imagination. Because we are going to get to see Lamar in a system that accentuates not only his physical abilities, but his mental capabilities. That's a bar! It doesn't just accentuate his physical abilities, but it highlights his mental capabilities. That's a bar! I'm looking forward to this, guys. Looking forward to it. And you should too. And that's another episode of The Wunderkind Show. Please do remember, if you have not already done so, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. Do that. Just be respectful to other people, and we got no problems. And if you would like to take the time and effort to donate to this channel, at the bottom of the screen, as you see, is a QR code. That's to a Cash App. That's how we do all donations, okay? And you can find it in the description of every video that we do, right? That money goes to all the new equipment and stuff. Right now, you know what I'm saying? Cameras, everything. That's what it goes to. And if you want to help, its also name is $The Wunderkind Show. That's the name of it on the Cash App. Also available now is the Patreon. What do you have access to? Me. People they can hit me up immediately. It pops up on my phone and I can hit back and we can just talk and chat. It gives you access to the Discord, of course. Questions from subscribers. Sweepstakes for free merch. And it also gives you access to fantasy football for the 2023 season, where there will be a nice sized prize. So go ahead and become a patron and help this show grow. But once again, this is The Wunderkind Show. The show is Nitro signing off, and as always, you guys know my slogan. Peace. And I am out of here. Yerp.